one of the Kabbalists of the 16th century, Rabbi Moses Cordovero, pointed out, he recorded that the secrets of the Torah are revealed in the skipping of the letters. And this is one of the early allusions that caused scholars to start looking at this, where they've rediscovered things that were known to the early Kabbalists. And one of the many different forms, perhaps the least interesting of all the forms, but the one that's most popular today, is the equidistant letter sequence. What do I mean by that? Well, here's just a candidate sentence I've thrown on the screen to make a point. Rips is one of the scientists in this area. Rips explained that each code is a case of adding every fourth letter to form a word. Now, if you take every fourth letter of this sample sentence, and you take every fourth letter, it spells out another message. Read the code. Now, this is just an example to demonstrate what a equidistant letter sequence of 4 could contain. It's possible to put a message inside another message by dealing with an equidistant letter sequence. And so one of the Kabbalistic discoveries that a guy by the name of Weissmandel discovered after World War I, he lived between World War I and World War II, and he rediscovered something the Kabbalists had dealt with. The word Torah is 4 letters in Hebrew, the equivalent of what we would call a T, O, R, and H, a Tau, Vav, Resh, and He. And if you go to the first Tau and you count 49 letters, 7 squared, you get to a Vav. You again count 49 letters, you get to a Resh. And you count another 49 letters, and you get a He. And that happens to spell Torah. Bear in mind, as I say, we write backwards compared to them, but you get the idea. Okay, so you say, well, gee, that's cute. Could be just an accident of circumstance. Yes, it could, I suppose. Let's take a look at Exodus. Same thing happens. You go to the first Tau, count 49 letters, you get a Vav. Count 49 letters, you get a Resh. Count 49 letters, you get a He. And again, you spell Torah. Now, for it to happen twice that way starts to suggest somebody did it on purpose. Trying to do something like that on purpose turns out, by the way, to be far more difficult than it looks at first. Well, you go to Leviticus, and nothing happens. You feel a sense of relief, probably. You go to Numbers, the same thing happens, but with a switch. It is spelled backwards. You go to Deuteronomy, the same equivalent thing happens backwards. And well, you take another look at Leviticus, and you don't use 49, use 7. You discover at intervals of 7, you have the name of God, the Yad-Vav-He. Now you stand back from this whole thing. In Exodus and Genesis, it goes forward. In Numbers and Deuteronomy, it goes backwards. And the suggestion the Kabbalists will tell you is that the Torah always points to Yad-Vav-He. So the one thing you can't deny here is the evidence of design. Somebody designed this package. And the more you study this package, the more you find laced all through it are evidences of very skillful design. And that's something that, in my opinion, we owe a debt to the Kabbalists for, because they're the ones that really reveal this to us.